Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's a lovely afternoon. Winters are catching up. Today's topic is about a 3 BHK, buying a 3 BHK on Brokkerr Expressway in the older societies which are non-My1. So first I should go ahead and give you an insight on what is My1 and what is non-My1. See, basically the older construction, the kind of construction that used to happen before My1 construction technology came in, was called conventional shuttering. Conventional shuttering is a common process in which, they would go ahead and build the house and build the project with the help of bricks. It could be the red bricks or ash bricks, and then they'll go ahead and do shuttering on each floor individually and then move up vertically. And in My1, it's a preset cask that is prepared, and in that cask they put in the mortar, they put in the material, building material, construction material, and then they get a uniform shape, pre-designated shape, for that particular apartment, and then they keep on replicating that, and then eventually they go ahead and build floors based on that. So that is one thing. And technically speaking, conventional shuttering is also a good product, because in the last 50 years or so people have been constructing only conventional shuttering. So basically, it's just a newer technology, My1 technology, that has come up now, that people are more interested in that because they say that it has more strength and it has a more durability as compared to conventional shuttering. But yes, every new technology has its pros and cons, flaws and good things. So in My1, the better part is that there are no pillars and beams inside the apartment because of the construction technology. But in My1, the electricals, the electricity wiring and everything is all concealed. So let's say if something happens up into the electricals of the apartment, then you'll have to get the entire apartment's rewiring done even for a small fault. That is the problem with My1. And the second problem with My1 is that because it doesn't have any pillars and beams, so there are no basically load bearing pillars and beams. So in cases of minor earthquakes or jitters or other things, or eventually even also because of the withering out of the property, eventually you'll find the walls of My1 construction property having cracks in the corners. So that is the problem. And the best part is that there is no seepage in My1 construction, which we as Indians are very much used to, because we have been dealing with seepage and slush since a long time because of the conventional shuttering. So it's up to you what you decide. Because the My1 construction is expensive, the apartments that are being constructed now in My1 are smaller, and the apartments that have already been constructed in conventional are bigger in size because of the pillar and beam. So in short, we can say that the loading is more on conventional, on My1 construction, and loading is less on conventional shuttering, right? So I'll just name a few societies which I think are okay to purchase on Brokkerr Expressway between sector 114 and 102. The first one is MR Imperial Garden, which is in sector 102. It is 2000 square feet apartment, super area, 3+ servant. All the apartments in the project are of the same size. Okay to purchase on Brokkerr Expressway between sector 114 and 102. The first one is MR Imperial Garden, which is in sector 102. It is 2000 square feet apartment, super area, 3+ servant. All the apartments in the project are of the same size, and there are 4 apartments on each floor. Right now the resale pricing is around 2 CR for that particular project unit. Apart from that, there is another project on sector 102, which is MR Imperial Garden. and sorry, MR Gurgaon Green, and I just got startled by the dog, the small puppy. Anyway, sorry. So MR Gurgaon Green, also sector 102. The size is 1642 square feet. All apartments in the project are of the same size. There are only 2 apartments per floor. That is the beauty of that particular project, and it's very close to the Dwarka Expressway. Satya Hive Mall is right opposite the project. Upcoming Satya 6-acre mall. The pricing is around 1.70 CR nowadays for that unit in resale. Apart from that, you can consider ATS Cocoon. ATS Cocoon is also an okay society. In ATS Cocoon, decent society to be honest, and in ATS Cocoon you can get a 1758 square feet apartment for around 175, 180 if you get one in resale. And then the bigger size is 2095 square feet, which is 3 plus servant. In ATS Cocoon, all the apartments that are facing the park are bigger apartments. All the apartments that are facing the road are the smaller apartments. 2095 you'll get for around 215, 210, 215, 220, depends on whether it's available or not. Right, so these are the couple of apartments. So you must be wondering why I did not mention Sobha in my last video, when I talked about 2 BHK, and also in the last videos when I talked about a 3 BHK in a newer project. I did not mention Sobha because it has already crossed the threshold. The prices are pretty steep at the moment. In Sobha, 1711 square feet 3 BHK will cost you around 2.85, 2.80, 2.75 like that, which is pretty steep for the size of the apartment, no matter how good it is or how good a society is. So that is the only reason I left it out, because it's not a cup of tea for most nowadays. Even the smaller apartment in Sobha 2 BHK, that will also cost you around 2.3, 2.4 ish, which is again little high for what we are getting in comparison to other projects. So that's that. If there is anything else that comes up your mind, I am always available. The questions should be entertained. Whatever questions you have, you can put them across the table and they will be entertained. And if you want any assistance in buying or selling anything on Dwarka Expressway, then you can always DM on the Insta handle mentioned on the video. On that note, I'll go ahead and say goodbye to you for today, and you can always go ahead and DM me your requirements, or if you want to sell something, buy something, my Insta handle is mentioned. All right then, have a nice evening ahead. Thank you.